The Seahawks put on shoulder pads for the first time on Sunday morning. Who took advantage in the third practice of training camp? Real football. That's how first-year offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer described the Seahawks practice on Sunday morning, the team's third of training camp and first in shoulder pads. And, sure, that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but there was still plenty worth noting from Sunday's nearly 2-hour practice. Bradley McDougald, free safety, and Delano Hill, strong safety, comprised the Seahawks starting safety tandem on Sunday, but second-year free safety Tedrick Thompson made the biggest splash, snagging a diving interception of Russell Wilson in the end zone and several more clean pass breakups. The Seahawks continue to carry 5 running backs on the roster, and Chris Carson, Rashad Penny and C.J. Prosise all worked with the top unit on Sunday. Penny, Prosise and J.D. McKissic also continue to show a willingness and capability of catching the ball out of the backfield as well. Without veteran slot receiver Doug Baldwin, who it looked like took the day off on Sunday, former Navy quarterback-turned-receiver Keenan Reynolds made the most of his targets on Sunday. Tyler Lockett, Marcus Johnson and DeMaurier Stringfellow also made plays from the wide receiver position. The Seahawks return to the VMAC for more real football on Monday morning. Play of the day as the pocket collapsed around him. Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson turned to his left and floated a desperate pass in the direction of newly signed wide receiver Marvin Bracey, who was being flanked by lanky cornerback Trey Flowers. The football never got there. Instead, Thompson read the play, darted from the middle of the field and secured a diving interception, eliciting a loud roar from the crowd on the hill beside him. It was the first interception Wilson has thrown through 3 practices in training camp. Injury report: wide receiver Doug Baldwin, linebacker Jake Pugh and cornerback Alex Carter missed practice for unspecified reasons. Defensive end Dion Jordan, unspecified injury. Tight ends Ed Dixon, groin, and Clayton Wilson and cornerback Dante Johnson, foot, all were held out of their third consecutive practice. Defensive end Frank Clark, hand, offensive tackle George Fant, knee, and wide receiver Brandon Marshall, ankle, toe, continue to be limited in their participation. Quotable: "It's very valuable. You can obviously create so many different looks for the defense when we are truly running the same plays. So it's the same play for us. It's the same execution. It's the same rules. But because we have a different pieces that we can put into place, it looks different to the defense. So I think that's invaluable." The biggest thing that they need to do is continue to stay on top of their assignments, because the more we ask them to do, the more responsibility they have to know those roles. If they're slow in and out of the huddle, you lose that advantage. Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer, on having multiple running backs that can catch passes and be utilized in different ways. Next up, the Seahawks return to the practice field at 10:15 a.m. on Monday. Sites.